Hey, what's up everybody, this is Visual Intelligence and welcome to another Cinema 4D tutorial. In this tutorial we will be trying to recreate the Guardians of the Galaxy logo effect thing using Cinema 4D. Tutorial was proposed by a friend. He sent me this picture of like a capture of the trailer and asked me if it is possible to recreate this in Cinema 4D. So I wasn't really sure, but I tried using Cinema 4D and I came up with this. It really looks similar somehow, but really not the exact same, but you know, something similar. Whatever. Also, you can do that with any text you want using some font I found on the font.com called Guardians, whatever. The link is in the description if you want to download the font. I hope I don't forget to add that. So with that said, let's go ahead and open up Cinema 4D. As you can see, this is the project file, but I'm gonna start from complete scratch. So file, new. The first thing you want to do is you want to go to MoGraph and then add Motext. Let's use a custom name for this time. We want to go ahead and select our Guardians. Here is it. Maybe we want to remove the space. It takes a lot of space, whatever. So let's align the text in the middle. That's looking pretty good. Actually see how it looks. We want like 40 centimeters for the depth, and yeah, that looks pretty good. All we want to do now is we want to add those sort of outline, as you can see here. So really cool way to do that. It's really duplicating the text. So Control C, Control V, or you can just hold Control and drag it up or down, whatever. What we want to do is we want to go to caps. We want to change both start and end to fill it. 5 steps and like 9 centimeters for both. Let's do 5. 9 centimeters, and we want to change the type to half circle. Maybe we want to decrease the radius a bit, depending on what you it's really user preference, and that's looking pretty good to me. Maybe if you want to you can group them together by selecting both of them and then Alt G and then Control D to I don't know, maybe just Control C, Control V to duplicate it, and then you can go ahead and drag it down a little bit and maybe select both of them and go to objects, and then you can add whatever thing you want in here, and this way you get like 2 lines or whatever. But in this tutorial I think I'm gonna go with single line. So what I want to do now is I want to go to the render settings just to change the width and height to like full HD. It won't like look HD in this for view, but I just want to get this ratio. So yeah, and I want to add a camera. Let's hit PSR. If you don't have the PSR in your layout, you can go ahead and Shift C and then type PSR, and you can see reset PSR here. You can click and drag it wherever you want. I think I'm gonna just keep it there, whatever. So by having the camera selected, let's hit PSR and it will zero out everything in your coordination tab. Or you can do that by yourselves, but you know, what I want to do is I want to get this camera a little bit to the back, maybe minus 2000. Let's click on the square to see through the camera, and yeah, that looks great. Maybe we want to sort of increase the Y a little bit until we get the text to be centered on our port view. And if you hit render, you can see that it doesn't look really nice. All we need to do now is to add some textures, lighten it, and then move to Photoshop and finish it up. So first texture I want to create is the yellow texture on like the fill texture. So let's go ahead and go back to our document. Let's double click on the material panel to get a new material. Double click on this material, and we want like a yellow color, so something like that. So 255 for the red, 204 for the green, and 0 for the blue, and that looks pretty good. We want to load up a texture that I found on Google Images. I just searched for rust and it came up in the first page, so I'm gonna be linking you to that in the description anyway, so I don't have to worry about it. Let's go to texture, load image, and then this is the one we are looking for, and as you can see it looks so intense. So what we want to do is we want to make the max mode to multiply, and it still look really intense. So what we want to do is we want to click this arrow and then add some filter, and if you click now on our texture, we can mess with the hue, saturation, lightness, brightness, contrast, whatever. We can fully color correct it in here. So what we want to do is we want to keep the hue at 0%. We want the saturation to be about, let's see, minus 40, minus 39, something like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. We want the lightness up a little bit, maybe 25%. Yeah, that looks great. Maybe we want to add some contrast to that. So let's create this S shape in our curve. If you are familiar with Photoshop, I'm guessing you've done that like a million times before. I mean, this color correction thing in general. Let's now go to our diffusion. Let's check it. We want brightness of like maybe 86%. Doesn't just darkens it up a little bit to make it look realistic more. So yeah, that's maybe pretty much it for the diffusion. Let's go ahead and check our bump. We want this texture not to appear like just the color but also the geometry, so let's add some bump. Let's load up our texture, again this one, and you just want to hit no. You don't want to recopy it everywhere. We want strength of like 100%, and maybe you want to add some filter to it again. You know, don't have to stick with the exact same image every time, so you want to edit it a bit depending on what you're going for again. So all we want to do is decrease the saturation to about minus 50, just to remove that color, and yeah, that looks great. Let's add a reflection, add a Fresnel, and we want like decrease the brightness significantly to like 10, and we want the mix strength to be like 14, or you can make it whatever you want depending on how reflective you want it to be. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe you want to mess with the specular a bit, So we want like really not so wide that specular, as you can see here. So maybe 26% for the width, and like make it really shine. So 45 for the height. Let's keep the fall off and the inner width to the same thing, whatever. And if we go ahead and drag it to our first text, you can see that it doesn't look really nice. We want the projection to be cubic, and as you can see, we're starting to get there. So let's hit render and see how it looks. And as you can see, we have some tiling in here, and it doesn't look that perfect. So what I want to do is I want to hit the texture mode, and by having the texture or the object selected, we can edit the texture, like scale it up, down, whatever, and this way we can have full control of our texture. You can always render that out and see how it looks. I mean, this doesn't look that great, but we're starting to get there. Let's hit our texture and let's check seamless and see how that will fix our problem or not. Yeah, that looks great. Only one thing though is the color is really bright, so let's decrease the mix strength a bit. Let's see now how it looks. Maybe we want to change our mix mode to add. That doesn't look great. Subtract, no, definitely not. Let's go with multiply and then just go to our texture. Maybe we want to increase the lightness a bit. We don't want too much dark sides on the. Yeah, that looks great. That looks almost exactly like the other, like the first one. So what I want to do now is I want to duplicate this texture. I want to double click it. Maybe I want diffusion on this. Skip the reflection, the bump. Maybe decrease the intensity a bit. And let's change the color to something like dark blue, dark red. So let's hit OK. That looks great in my opinion. Let's drag it into our second text. Again, let's do a cubic mapping, and it doesn't really matter if we resize it or style it or not in this particular text, because we're not going to see it from different angles anyway. But if you want, you can go ahead and do the exact same thing, or you can just copy this texture and then go ahead and replace it with this. So that keeps the same parameters, so cubic, seamless. So that's a cooler trick. So next thing is we want to just add our lights, and we can call that grade. Maybe let's see. So check our camera. One more thing though, let's go to our yellow text. Go to object, let's decrease the depth significantly, and we want to drag it a little bit to the back, so maybe something like that to make it a little bit more hollow. And yeah, that looks great. Should render and see how that looks. Yeah, it looks definitely awesome. Let's go to our next text, whatever. Maybe we want to constrain it. Yeah, that definitely look a little bit better. And we want to select both of our text and maybe decrease the horizontal spacing a bit. Again, that's just user preference. You use whatever parameters you're going for. I'm just here to kind of show you the general idea of that. So let's go ahead and go back to our camera, or let's not. Actually, we want to add our lights. So what I have is Grayscale Gorilla Light Kit Pro, or you can use whatever lightness setup you have. If you and I really recommend you get Light Kit Pro from Grayscale Gorilla. It's really helpful, a lot better than the default lightning in Cinema 4D. So by the way, I just added in overhead softbox from Grayscale Gorilla. That's whatever. Let's decrease the width a little bit to make it like maybe fill the whole text. Yeah, that looks great. Let's add one more light. Let's actually go ahead and see how that looks. Yeah, it looks awesome already. I know it's hard to see, but you can see that we're catching our light on the edges, which is always nice. Looks really realistic, and that's what we're basically going for. So let's go ahead and go back to our content browser. Maybe we want to add a softbox. Let's position it a little bit far. Distance maybe 900, or maybe not. Let's keep it just like 700. Let's render that and see. Yeah, that's getting us where we want to go. So it's always great. Maybe we want to increase the brightness. Yeah, that looks great. Let's go back to our first Cinema 4D project file and see how the lightning was set up. As you can see, I had the softbox and the overhead softbox. I tried to use the Illuminati from my motion graphics. Definitely check it out, my motion graphics on YouTube. I'm going to be linking you to that in the description. You can just use the Illuminati and it will just like really make a great lightning for you guys in no time. So yeah, that's definitely useful for you guys, and it's free, unlike Grayscale Gorilla Light Kit Pro, which is like really not free. So whatever. Let's add a area light, and we want to place it somewhere around here just to make the stuff a little bit more bright overall. Let's go ahead and go to our softbox. Let's uncheck scene by camera. We don't want to see it visible in editor. We don't want to see it in the editor either, so we just wanted to keep our lightning nice, and that's where we are, what we basically want. So let's decrease the intensity of the light we just added. So maybe like 50%. Sorry if my voice is a bit messed up today. I'm really sick. I haven't uploaded in a while, and I'm home, so why not upload a tutorial for you guys. So yeah, that looks definitely great. We can always color correct that in Photoshop. So let's go and mess with our render settings. We want the output to be full HD, which is full HD already. We want to save it on the desktop, whatever, name it whatever you want, doesn't really matter. Anti-aliasing, I don't know if If you want to really exact render, you can go ahead and change it to best. I'm gonna keep it geometry for the sake of this tutorial. I don't want to take it like an hour seeing this renders. So let's add an effect. Let's add an ambient occlusion. Let's go ahead and add global illumination. Global illumination might take a lot of time, so what you might want to do to decrease the time, the render time, is you actually want to go to irradiance cache, change it to low record density, and it really wouldn't take a lot, like, I don't know, change the samples to low, change the gamma to 1.8, it looks great, and let's render that and see how that looks. As you can see, it will take relatively long time. So what I want to do now is maybe I want to pause the video and be right back. Okay, so one more thing I forgot to talk about is on your render settings under the Save tab, make sure to have the alpha channel selected so we don't have this black background in the background, basically, whatever. So yeah, and it's almost done rendering. I hope any one of you guys made it to this point. It's really not the end of the tutorial. We're going to add those gradients, those textures to our text and make it look a lot more like that poster. But if you don't want to, you can go ahead and just, you know, be happy with what you want, with what you created so far. Maybe that's all you're going for, so that's really good. Let's go to our Photoshop. Let's open up our image we just saved on our desktop, and as you can see, it's .tif by default, which is nice always. Let's open that up. Let's hit Ctrl R to hide our ruler. Your Photoshop that's how your Photoshop might look like by default. So let's go ahead and go to our channels. You can see our alpha channel. Hold Control and select it, and this will create a selection for us. So we want to mask our layer to just keep our text with a transparent background. So let's Control and then hit create a new layer, and this will create our layer above our selected layer, below that, whatever. Let's go to File and then Place Embedded, and I will be providing a link to those textures on the description, so don't have to worry about anything. So yeah, scale it up a little bit. Maybe you want to create another layer above that. D to go back to our default foreground background color, which are black and white. Alt plus backspace to fill the our layer with black, which doesn't appear because we have this texture above that. So let's decrease the fill significantly to like 23%. Maybe you want to Control T to bring the free transform tool, rotate it 180 degrees, whatever. Really, let's duplicate it above our text, or maybe keep it this way. I really like it. So let's add a layer mask, and I'm just going really fast in here. You know, you can do whatever color correction you want. It's not a Photoshop tutorial, so whatever, guys. I'm really sorry. So let's decrease the opacity of the brush, maybe. Yeah, that looks great in my opinion. What do we also have? Yeah, we have some clouds, so let me show you how to do that. We want to create a new layer, fill it with whatever color, and you want to go to filter, render clouds. You want to go to your hit E to bring your eraser tool. You want to just erase stuff around here, you know, and you want to make it screen blend mode. You want to decrease the fill significantly again to add some, you know, some clouds like these clouds up. Let's add the I don't know, the movie black things that are I don't know, whatever. Let's add that, and you want to Control Shift I to invert your selection, or you can not add that, whatever. I don't even know how to call it, so I'm sorry guys. One more thing to do is you want to go to your texture, you want to add some curves adjustment layer, and you want to mess with things up. You might want to also add another hue and saturation layer. You might want to decrease the saturation a little bit, maybe not too much. Maybe you want to go ahead and add another layer. We want to maybe decrease the red a little bit. Maybe you want to you know, I'm just going really fast in this. You can do whatever settings you are comfortable with. As you can see, I like this more, so why not? Let's add a new layer above all that. Set a brush. Maybe you want some funky color in here. Let's add another yellow color. You know, just like, I don't know. Maybe you want to make the blend mode of this layer to overlay. Overlay looks not bad in my opinion. Yeah, it looks great. And maybe you want to go and add our last touch, which is our really beloved Marvel logo, whatever. So let's add another texture maybe above that. Maybe I want it above the text. Right click and then create clipping mask, and we want multiply. Just gives it a little more texture. You can go ahead and not do that, but I like it. So this is before and this is the after. And so what I have here is some particles, some textures from mainly from PSD box. They look really nice. I'll be linking you to that in the description. Maybe you will find them useful. I used them a little bit in here. Let's see. Like, let's actually use some of them. Just drag them in here. You know, and then set the blend mode to screen. You can duplicate them, you can do whatever you want. You can even add another adjustment layer. You can, I don't know, do whatever you find useful. I don't know, just go ahead and be funky with that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I'm just showing you how to do some basic stuff on Photoshop right now. So let's actually show you what we just made. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial. The Guardians effect by Visual Intelligence or by Guardians of the Galaxy, Marvel, whatever. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial. Thank you guys a lot for watching. Thanks for keeping up with me. I know it was a really long tutorial, but totally worth it. I hope you guys find it useful. I hope you know you can create some really cool stuff with it. So now you know how more or less this effect was created. Um, what I want to also point is thank you guys so much for the almost 500 subscribers. Maybe I'm going to be giving away this project file on 500 subscribers. So if you really want it, so let's really up to you guys. Make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. That really helps us out a lot. And yeah. Also make sure to go to our Facebook page where we share our latest news, latest uploads, whatever. Make sure to hit the like button and get our stuff. So again, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and see you next week.